Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am in my kitchen. I'm making Sunday lunch, which is a chicken salad, our famous chicken salad in this house. And I thought, what would be cool to just hang out and chat with you guys and talk about how I'm managing homeschooling, being pregnant, and what has been working and what I am doing to really stay motivated and keep going. So if you'd like to hear more, then let's get started. Hey you, did you hit that play button for the very first time? Well, welcome to the channel. I'm Tasha. This is Tasha Pivots, where we talk about all things mamahood and homeschool and how I'm pivoting through this journey. And I'm so glad that you decided to hang out with me today. Again, like I said, I'm making chicken salad. I've already shredded all of my chicken that's in here. You can see there's some mayo, there's some relish, there's some paprika, and some garlic. And then I'm looking for my special ingredient, which is celery seed. And I said mayo, but we do a veganese, soy-free, dairy-free mayonnaise. This is Follow Your Heart. If you haven't checked it out, it's yummy. And I do relish, I do mustard, and all the things. We love chicken salad. We have it throughout the summer when it's hot. Like today is still a warm day in Texas. And I said, you know what? It's afternoon. I'm ready to have some salad. We can have it on a sandwich, or you can have it on a collard green. It is bomb. I shared it in a recipe on my newsletter, and just innocent plug there. If you're not signed up for my newsletter, I don't understand why not. I do a newsletter once a month, and I love to update you guys on a mama note of what's going on with my heart, how I feel in this moment, in that time. I also love to share recipes and thoughts and anything that we're a part of, from lowly veil to curriculum, all the things. So if you'd like to have one of those in your inboxes once a month, go ahead and go to tashapivots.com and sign up at the bottom of my homepage. There's a section for newsletter. All right, guys. So, like I said, I'm working on making this yummy chicken salad for my family for lunch. And I had a lot of questions. There's my celery seed. I had a lot of questions from you guys about how am I managing, and I apologize again for the shortness of breath that you might hear while I'm talking. It's a lot to breathe at this point. I'm 4 months pregnant, and it's a lot of work. But anyway, it has been a roller coaster, like I've mentioned in my surprise video and my update video. Again, thank you all for so much support and love. And I would say right now, I'm doing a lot better. I'm still dealing with fatigue, but I don't have around-the-clock nausea unless I'm hungry. And I can really function with my family. And what's really been helping me is communication, first and foremost. Communicating with my kids, where I'm at, how I'm feeling. Communicating with my husband. And, communicating with myself. Sometimes we gotta talk to ourselves. I just recognize that, we can just get so fixated on our schedules. We can fixate on what we think is supposed to be. And when things shift and change and we go through transition, we struggle to adapt. And so that was me in the beginning. July and August, I had a hard time adapting because I was like, we're supposed to start school. And we have a schedule. We have a rhythm. And now I can't even make it after an hour of school or 2 hours of school. So there was a lot of shift and changes there. And so today, now, currently, in my home, in our homeschool family, it is about communication and checking at where we're at. And then it's about us just being a little bit more gentle and graceful all around. Being graceful with my kids, being graceful to myself and my spouse, especially to myself, because I am an A-type personality. I like a schedule. I like things to have a certain place. I like to stay in a certain system because I function better. I don't like chaos. I don't like waking up and my house is thrashed, or, I'm just going with the flow. I've never been a full going with the flow person. And so I will say, like I said, we make plans, God laughs. Well, that's pretty much what happened, because the shift caused me to have to be still. And it caused me to have to say, your schedule doesn't work anymore. And so in the beginning, my kids were doing maybe an hour to 2 hours of school max. And so that kind of made us fall behind a little bit, especially for Zoe. A lot of her English and writing and things like that was pushed a little back to the point where she's about 3 weeks behind. And so we're slowly getting caught up and behind based on my schedule, not based on her and her development or anything, but just based on like the schedule I had prepared for, right? And so with that, like I said, communicating with my family of where I'm at, how I'm feeling, or just communicating like, hey, today that's just not going to be the thing. We're not going to focus on that today, or we're not going to get to this today. We're going to do this tomorrow, or we're going to do this week. It's just not happening today, right? And so with that, and then having grace, which I'm not going to tell you guys I had it all the time. Absolutely not. With your hormones crazy, you're not feeling good, things ain't working the way they normally do, you go through some things. And so that was definitely me. I went through a lot of like ups and downs, frustrated with myself and what I like to do and what I like to keep up, and then frustrated because now I feel like my kids on purpose are acting out or acting different than they normally would. But it's kind of okay because just like I'm going through a change, they're going through a change. But of course, hindsight's 2020, and sometimes you have to get out of what you're already going through to see that. So there was a lot of going like this. That's why I say roller coaster a lot, because that's exactly the emotions that were happening here in the first 2 months. And then currently, as we're closing out September, we're slowly getting back to our rhythm. Our 9:30 to 12 with school, I can stay up, I'm doing that. But then, like I said, communicating to myself, there's moments I need to rest. And so I will make lunch for them, and then I say, hey, you guys have an hour and a half of recess. I say recess because they like the name or the term recess, but it's like, you guys have an hour and a half of break. Do whatever you want to do. Whereas, well, really for Zoe, because Josephine's done with school by noon. And with doing that, resting looks different for me now. I try not to go to sleep. I try to stay awake because I was sleeping so much in the first couple of months. So now it's more like reading. Finally getting back to my reading schedule. If I'm up to it, like last week was the first week I could sit at the computer long enough to write an email. I was long enough to fill out some stuff and try to like get things back in motion for editors and things like that, where I just had to say no. I had to say stop. And so managing that was hard, and managing homeschool, managing my home. My home ain't never been that dirty than it was in the last couple months. But there was days where I just thankful because, again, that gracefulness was coming even with my spouse. He was coming home from late night, and he wasn't, he didn't come in like, what is going on with the house? It was more like, what can I do? What needs to be done? And then seeing it and then doing it. And so I'm so grateful. I have an active husband. I have an active father to my children. And so that has been so helpful. And so now managing is more of, like I said, me finding time to rest. And resting can be sitting, teaching my children boundaries even with me. Like, hey, I love you. We've had our time, but I need a moment. I need an hour. Or I need a moment. Let's set a time, because there'll be times they want to play. And I say, you know what? Set your timer for 2:00. Then we'll go, and I'll go in the room and I'll play with you guys. We'll do this. We'll do that. Because before that, I didn't have the energy to do so. And that is really helping me, is just being honest and saying, because I don't want to go in there and I'm just sitting there and I'm complaining, or I'm not actually participating because I don't want to. And I'll be honest with you, I have moments where I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do any of this. But that's not okay. So I try. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say, okay, hey, I've given this time with you guys. Now mommy needs time for herself. And you guys need to have time. And I had to do that even with my girls, because then they're always together because they're siblings. But there's a 4-year gap there. So you've got one that wants this one to play with her all the time. The oldest one is like, hey, I'm okay with reading my book. She's very much like me. Whereas my youngest is a social butterfly. So she's like, what do you mean you want to read a book? You can read a book to me, but I need something to do too. And so, there's a lot of those types of things. All right. I think this chicken salad, I think it's done. I'm going to take a little bite. Might need a little bit. And a little pepper. Okay. So yeah, that's what it looks like for me. Short and sweet communication, a lot of grace. and a lot of breath, and a lot of patience, and letting go. Letting go of my schedule, letting go of what I think something should or shouldn't be, which is a first for me in my life. I am a go-getter. I'm a person that's on my feet, and we gonna do, and then I'll sit when I'm ready. But when I sit for good. I'm not those people like, oh, let's sit for a little bit and then we'll get back up. I'm more like, I gotta do this and I gotta get it done. But thank the Lord, because he knows what you need more than you do, right? And I'm that child, I'm that hard-headed child that, like, I don't listen first time. Because he's trying to sit down, but you still trying to go. That's me. So finally, it was like, well, if you're not going to sit down, I'm going to make you sit down. And I've shared that in the past with you guys. Like, that's what happened when I got pregnant the first time. That's what happened when I got pregnant with Josephine. Like, anytime I'm going a little too fast, or I'm not paying attention that the Lord is trying to get my attention, he will sit my behind down. So I just feel like that is, I'm still learning. I'm not a perfect person. I'm just a progressing person. And I need to learn that I need to be in tune when the Lord is trying to tell me, hey, I need you to stop. And so this was, I will say, kind of like, basically, this is the first time that I absolutely stopped. And that was a huge shift in how I manage my home, because that's not my personality, but that's what needed to be. And so encouraging you mamas who may be pregnant currently, or may thinking about having another child, or any of those cases, and you already have some children in your home, and you're just like, I'm tired, I'm trying to breathe, and just recognizing maybe you gotta let go of what you're trying to hold on to, and it's gonna be okay. And I had a lot of people in my ear that I'm grateful for, not a lot, but a very small group of people, especially my mamas in the Lowlyville community, like, hey, you need to let it go. It'll be okay. It's going to be okay. And I appreciate that. That's what community's for. And so if you don't have that community, hey, Lowlyville got you, girl. Got you covered, okay? So check that out if you want. If you'd like to know more information, reach out to me. But it's been nice. It's been nice to have a small community that's like, hey, checking in on you. Because like me, my family all lives in a different state. So having my community in Lowlyville is just like having the rest of my family out of state, but I have a closeness that I can say, hey, I'm feeling like this, y'all, and I need some support, and them just being like saying, or not even being able to say anything, but they say what you really need to hear. So right in that moment, and then just getting in line with God has really been my focus currently, because for a while there I was so mixed up in how I'm feeling that I forgot to be present and say thank you. Thank you that you made me able to carry this child. Thank you that I'm able to carry this child, and that I'm able to take one step in front, and just finding gratitude, because I think that's the one thing that's really lost in our world right now, and has been lost for a while, if not for always. And I pray and have hope that that shifts, and that people stop focusing on all the noise and start focusing on the gratitude of just having breath in their lungs and being able to make decisions, to have a choice, to have an opinion. So yeah, that's how I've been managing. You know, it may look different for you. Share that in the comments below. If you have any other questions on how I'm progressing, I'll do another update when I get farther along and share with you guys like what is shifting, what has changed. And if you have any other questions or anything, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm about to make some sandwiches because I'm hungry. And my kids are hungry. And so I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I can't wait till the next time I get to see you. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.